Right now, with season, we're seeing all our seasonal residents coming back, but with them we're also seeing our transient criminals are returning as well. Basically, they travel the country and they steal. That's what they do, full time. So in the winter months, they're down south in Florida. In the summer months, they're in our northern states or even Canada. And basically, their full-time job is to steal. They don't care who they steal from. They just want as much money and value as possible. Generally, it's cash and jewelry is what they're looking for. And unfortunately, a lot of times the victims are the elderly. They have many different aliases, so it's very hard for us to track them. They'll rent cars using aliases and false identifications. We never get calls on it. We just get a burglary occurred pass, and we're not getting phone calls because our suspects don't really look that suspicious. They're middle-aged or older. They drive nice cars, they're well dressed, and they're hitting upper class neighborhoods, if you will, gated communities. And unfortunately, they prey on the elderly the most. They're a little more trusting and they have a little more wealth. Basically, any way that they can get cash or jewelry from people. But some examples are burglary, just your regular residential burglary where they might force entry. These groups might also use distraction burglaries where they might get the homeowner outside. Come outside and show me your fence line of your property. Your neighbor's doing some work, and I want to make sure we don't, encroach on your property. And that way they can get the homeowner outside, and then their partners can go inside and steal valuables.
We want people to be observant and vigilant on what's going on around their surroundings. If you see people getting out of a vehicle, 2 or 3 people, and the vehicle drive away and you've never seen these people, and now they're just going up to a neighbor's door, that's something that you want to keep an eye on. That would be something suspicious. When that suspicious activity or person is seen, that's the time that you call the sheriff's office and notify us so we can get our deputies in there to make contact with them.
Rental car, just like we thought, male driver, well-dressed polo shirt, 50-year-old females approached the house, and they knocked on the door, no answer.
If you're at home and all of a sudden there's a knock at the doorbell's ringing, and this goes for anybody coming to your door unannounced. That's not a friend, a neighbor, a service person that you've called and want to be at your home. We don't want you just to open that door and lose that security of that locked front door. Look through the peephole or go to a vantage point to see who's at your door. When you don't recognize them, they're unknown to you. Then speak to them through the door and see what they're there for and what they're asking. And then you need to excuse them from your property and contact us so we can get into that neighborhood and make contact with them.
We're working really hard. The first thing we had to do was educate ourselves. We also do as much research as we can. We collaborate with each other. We have meetings. We discuss with other local, state, and federal agencies on what they're seeing, and mostly share information is the best thing we can do. We also want to educate the public. We're working with our crime prevention just to make sure they can get the word out with the community groups so they know what to look for. Because we want them to call us, not an hour later, not a day later. We want them to call us right when things are happening so we can come check it out. We want to make sure they stay away from Sarasota County because, this is our home too. We all live here together, and we don't want our residents or ourselves becoming victims.